Morning, students. I'll be going ahead with the methods of inquiry in psychology. In the last slides or in the last lecture, we talked about goals of psychological inquiry, where we talked about description, prediction, explanation, control, and application. So in last lecture, we I covered description and prediction, and today I'll be doing the explanation. I hope you read the first two in your NCRT book and you are clear with what is there in the description and prediction. Now, but still, I'll just go through it. Description is describing something, where you describe a particular phenomena, you describe a particular, particular object by elaborating that particular object, and on the basis of the description we start predicting. For example, in description you describe someone's behavior, and in the prediction, on the basis of that particular behavior you start predicting. You put your analysis, you put your predictions, the forecast, what the behavior actually can be in the future. On the basis of these two, the third one is the explanation of the behavior. Now, the goal of psychological inquiry, the third component is the explanation, factors that make behavior occur. What are the factors that led to that particular behavior? For example, if a person is very aggressive in nature, what are the reasons, what are the factors that made him aggressive? Conditions under which a particular behavior does not occur. For example, why some children are more attentive in the class, why some children devotes less time for study as compared to others. So we need to explain that particular behavior. If a particular behavior exists, why does it exist? We need to explain it. For example, the example that they have given is why some children are attentive in the class, why there are so much of variations among children, why some children are very intelligent, why some children are less intelligent, why does some children score too much, why does some children score less. So because of such so many variations, we try to explain particular kind of a behavior, why does it happen. Thus, it is concerned with the cause effect relationship between two variables. Variables is something which varies. For example, your marks is a variable which varies. Sometimes you get 20 out of 20, sometimes you get 10 out of 20, sometimes you get 16 out of 20. So it is a variable. Now, the explanation is related to the cause effect relationship. If there is a cause, it will affect other as well. For example, if one variable is a cause, it will affect the other variable. For example, let me take an example of light. If light is too much in the room, I would lower down the intensity of the light. But if the light is very dim, I would increase the increase the intensity of the light. So light is a variable which can be increased or decreased depending upon how much do I need a light. Okay, so explanation is something which where you try to explain, you try to elaborate the factors that made that behavior occur, why did that behavior occur. Okay, now after explanation is the control. Now sometimes we need to control things. uh, for example, in an examination room, if there is no invigilator, if there is no teacher, the students will ask each and every one about the answers or the question that they don't know how to answer it. It's very natural. But we as a if there is a teacher, it means the teacher is controlling that particular room in an examination, where an examination is going on. So it is very important to control the things as well. So control is something where making a particular behavior happen, reducing it or enhancing it. When you control a behavior, you make to happen that behavior, obviously a behavior will happen. But when you control it, you either reduce the behavior, a particular behavior, or you strengthen or you increase that particular behavior. Now for example, a student who gets lesser marks in exams, the parents promise the child that if he gets 10 CGP in an exam, they will gift him something of his own interest. Now, student starts studying, devoting too many hours for a study every day. So what is happening here is he's increasing his number of hours of study just because to get a gift of his own choice. So it is increasing the behavior. But for example, sometimes what happens is a student is very naughty or is very indisciplined, and he creates a nuisance in the class. A teacher would scold that particular behavior so that the child does not repeat it. So what is happening here is a particular behavior which is a wrong behavior is being reduced by the teacher who is scolding the student who is doing something which is wrong. So that is control. A teacher is controlling a child, a parent is controlling a student so that the student can get good marks just by getting him a gift of his own choice. So behavior is being controlled. For example, allowing number of hours devoted to study to be same, or reducing time or the study time can also be increased to the certain level. For example, control under control, either you reduce the particular behavior or increase the behavior. So a study time, if for example, if I have an exam and I know there are so many chapters that I don't know, so obviously I'll increase the number of the study hours so that I can complete those chapters in a given time. Or for example, I know I have a one day and I have revised everything 2 or 3 times. Therefore, I'll reduce my time to some extent so that I can, I should not take so much of tension for my revision, because I know I have done the revision 2 3 times. Therefore I should relax for some time now. So you are controlling your particular behavior in such a manner so that it either your behavior either somewhere reduces or somewhere it is increased to a certain level. After control is application. It is very very important. Application means applying it in a practical way. It is a final goal of the scientific inquiry, and it is to bring positive changes, solving problems in various settings. Why why do I need to describe a behavior? Why do I need to predict a behavior? Why do I need to explain a behavior? Why I need to control a behavior? So that to bring the positive changes, to solve the problems in various settings. It can be in schools, it can be in industries, it can be in organizations, it can be in the office settings, it can be in a business. So their behavior is applied everywhere. So I need to describe the behavior first, then I need to predict the behavior, I have to explain the behavior, I have to control the behavior as well, depending upon how the situation is, and then I apply it. When I am applying it, my main aspect of application towards a certain kind of a behavior is to bring about a positive changes. I need to see a positive change. There has to be a positive kind of a change that I can bring in any organization, in any school, in any industry, solving problem in various settings. For example, application of yoga and meditation help to reduce stress and increase in efficiency. Now, for example, we do study so many studies, or there is so much into news as well, or in media as well, that the yoga and meditation, it helps you to boost up your immune system. It helps you to reduce stress. It helps in increasing the efficiency among people. So that is an application, that is I can apply yoga or meditation on ourselves as well, whether it does reduces the stress, or is it just for the sake of that they are saying it, they're saying it. So it is very important that we need to apply it practically, so that we know that actually the yoga and meditation helps in reducing the stress and in increasing the efficiency of a person. So, students, this is about goals of psychological inquiry. I hope you understood them. Please go through your NCRT book, page number 23, goals of psychological inquiry. The five of them, they are being well elaborated in your NCRT book. But if you don't understand, please come back to me. Either text me in the group personally, sorry, or you can, ask me on phone as well. Okay, students, all the best. Good luck, bache.